This episode of the RPAC Rundown Preseason Spotlight Series features the Wauneta-Palisade Girls Basketball Team. This is a squad that has a blend of young players and veterans, including seniors Peyton Cox and GraCee Goings. Both will be some of the top players in the conference. They look poised to be a really solid team in the 2023-2024 season. The other side of this story is the family affair that comes with this team. Matt Cox is the head coach. Colby Cox, his daughter, is an assistant coach. Peyton, who we mentioned earlier, is his daughter too. Thus far, Matt has coached all of his daughters, and we discuss what that has been like for him. When chatting with both Matt and Colby, I'm pretty sure we could have visited about hoops for hours. They are very technical about the game. This was a really fun group to be around. I hope you enjoy the episode.
Let's go, Shai, kick it out, let's go.
I'm Matt Cox, and I've been coaching 14 years. Well, I think we've got some, one of the funnest things to me is developing kids, and this season is kind of the season for that. I mean, with GraCee and Peyton coming back, we're getting probably 85% of our scoring, but basketball is not all scoring. The kids that graduated a year ago had some intangible things that we're going to have to develop with some incoming freshmen and some sophomores that are going to have to contribute pretty significantly and immediately. So you're talking about defensive philosophies, totally understanding. We do a lot of stuff. We do a lot of tempo, half court, do a ton of pressing. Like, those things are important for everybody to be on the same page. So, I'm kind of excited for that first game to see how well we've done as a coaching staff to get them on the same page, because there's going to be some deer in the headlights moments. And then, it's going to be probably a tougher coaching year than I've had for a couple, because of that experience that we lost a year ago.
When you, just like that. I'd have finished with the layup. I think you had the room, but you don't have to kick. Finish it. Let's go.
Good. Make sure you're in a row. Look for sides.
Colby Cox, 3 years. My first year was just volunteer. So. He coached me, so I think we have a lot of the same philosophies, a lot of the same ideas. Growing up, he taught us life skills through basketball, and so it's been super cool now as a coach to see it as an adult. It's really important that these kids get these life skills through the game of basketball, and it's not always about winning and losing.
From one end of the floor to the other, we can kind of look at each other and know we're thinking the exact same thing about something that happened in a drill, something that's going on in a scrimmage. There's times that even in a game, I get fired up and she has to grab me and pull me back, and vice versa sometimes. Like, it works both ways, but we're kind of a basketball family. We've been through a lot together, and it's really, I lay a lot of stuff on her, a lot of email, paperwork, stuff like that, and she just smiles and does it. I don't know. It's made me kind of lazy. I can just show up here and just coach basketball. I don't have to do all that other stuff. So it's extremely enjoyable, and I'm kind of the old bald guy now. A lot of times these young girls, they respond to her in a different way. And, it's good to have that right next to you as well.
Your left hand, Em.
I'm Peyton Cox. I'm a senior, and I'm a post. Well, some days we butt heads, but I'd say I'm probably the easiest daughter he's coached. I don't butt heads with him as bad, but... Yes, I don't know. I'm kind of scared to not have him as a coach, I guess. If something's hurting or any of that, I can usually just be like, bro, I'm sore today. You got to tone it down a little bit.
Peyton's a funny type of athlete. She, to look at her, she's not your prototypical, man, that kid looks super athletic. Peyton's unbelievably high IQ, unbelievably competitive, and there's times, Bridgeport, you know, Coach Coolin went to Bridgeport, and this is just a story about the way Peyton is wired. Ruthie, you know, highly touted since she was a freshman. We had to go to Bridgeport to Summer League to their team camp for a couple years because Peyton wanted to play Ruthie. Like, the kid's 3 or 4 inches taller than Peyton, like just bigger school, but she's like, hey, we're going to go up there. If we can win through our bracket, then I want to see how I get along with Ruthie. Like, that's just the type of kid she is. She doesn't want to, you know, play people that may not be as good. She wants to be challenged, and she wants to accept the challenge. And in all honesty, those two seniors are kind of wired that way. Like, they've got a ton of fight, and, you know, Peyton just does a ton of things with her God-given ability really efficiently. Like, she's always in the right spot for rebounds. She can move, her feet are good, her hands are good, but the biggest thing is she's just a high IQ basketball player.
Yeah, Abby, good jumper.
It's been fun. It's challenging at times, you know. Mesa's actively involved in the day-to-day management, student manager type stuff. So a year ago, sometimes it was too many Coxes in the gym all at once. Like, things would get heated, but that being said, you know, the relationship I have with all the other kids because of my daughters, like, there's always a kid sleeping on the couch. You know, we've gone to traveling basketball with a bunch of them. Like, that relationship of seeing their friends grow up has probably been one of the funnest things to me.
It's a blast. Like, I remember when I was in high school and they were just, you know, little elementary kids running around, and now they're grown women and awesome. Yeah.
Here, right? Keep it here. She's going to have a lot harder time trying to swipe down on it if your face is in the way, right?
GraCee Goings, I'm a senior and point guard, shooting guard. Just getting to play with my best friend, Peyton. She's outstanding, and getting to play with all the younger girls and getting them in and getting to see how they're just going to play with all of us. I'm trying to show that just because we have 2 seniors that have played, that it's not just us. Like, it's everyone. It takes a team, and that they are important, just as important as we are. So they're going to have a big step to take, and we're going to put them there.
You just play as good a defense as you can play. Like if she's out there, you don't got to kill yourself defending that. If she comes up to that 3-point line, yeah. 4-2 now. Nice job. Well done. Shot, Brittany. Point white.
I'm excited that we have a lot of young girls on our team developing and learning, and we lost a lot of seniors last year, but excited to see what they can do because they have a lot of talent.
You better defend. Good.
Not like I'm still from the old days, and the old days were your sub-district and your district were set. Regular season was just practice time for conference and postseason, and it's not that way anymore. And it's a fine line you walk as a basketball coach to come in every day and go, guys, this game's really important. Like, this game's really important. We really need to win this game. You try to build your schedule to be challenged. You know, the risk is definitely worth the reward, playing up some bigger schools, some better schools all the time. But the wins and the losses in the regular season are just magnified so much. It can really, you know, a tenth of a point can mean the difference in that postseason when things start to get set up. So, of course, from a goal standpoint, it was always win the regular season, make some noise in conference, and really peak at postseason time. Now we have to be extremely efficient every night, but our conference is huge. The West Side is like really, really good. Like, there's some really good teams, and there's some teams that I wouldn't be surprised if they're not remarkably better you know, from last season to this season, just being able to see their growth in summer league and you know, some coaching changes, things like that. So those things always ebb and flow, but you know, to go out and we break things down by quarters a lot, score double-digit quarters, hold the single-digit scoring, and we talk about it between quarters, at half. Like, we'll call a timeout with a minute left in the second and be like, hey, you know, it's 8-8 right now. Like, you go 10-8, you win the quarter. Like, it has to be that small of a goal, because to just go out and say, hey, let's win as many games as we can, we've got this tough schedule, you know, try to be top 4, 5, 6 in the state in power points at the end of the year. So if we get to that district final, that sub-state final, then we've got a really good draw. It gets to be overwhelming for a teenage kid, you know. So you just try to break it down by quarters and give them something manageable to focus on.